morning, everyone. Today we are going to start our new topic, which is Unit 4, Unit 4, study the stability of linear control system. Stability of linear control. In the linear control system, stability of linear control system, we'll discuss about the stability of any control system, any linear control system actually. Since we are on starting phase, that's why we are studying only linear control system. Only we are studying LTI system, not non-linear systems, right? So we have to just study LTI systems, the stability of LTI systems. And how can we judge the stability of an LTI system? There are several methods for uh, identifying the stability of any linear control system. Some of them are mentioned in this unit. Some of them we'll discuss here in unit 4, right? So the basic stability criteria for LTI systems or for any type of system is bounded input, bounded output stability. Bounded input, bounded output stability. What does it mean by bounded input and bounded output? Bounded input means if I am giving an input to my system, that input should be within a range. That input should be bounded within a range, should be limited within a range. That input should not be up to infinity, right? That cannot be bounded. So if input is bounded, then I am interested in our output, which is also bounded. It means if I have a system and here I am having input, here I am having output, here I am having input, here I am having output, then if input is bounded, means if input is in a range, limited range, then output should also be or must also be limited in range. It doesn't mean that the range of input and output should be same, no, but there must be a range, there must be a limit. Suppose if I am giving a bounded input, suppose I am giving a bounded input and I am having an output which is increasing exponentially or linearly, then how can I bound my output? As time increases, my output will increase. As time increases, my output will increase. How will I store my output in a fixed register, in a fixed place? if I don't know about up to how much limit my output will be available. So for this purpose, our system, a stable system, has a requirement, has a condition that it should have a bounded input and it should have a bounded output. बाउंडेड इनपुट के लिए बाउंडेड आउटपुट होना जरूरी है. अगर बाउंडेड इनपुट पर बाउंडेड आउटपुट नहीं आता है तो इसका मतलब है कि सिस्टम स्टेबल नहीं है. अगर हमने अनबाउंडेड इनपुट दिया तब हम एक्सपेक्ट कर ही नहीं सकते कि हमारा आउटपुट बाउंडेड होगा या अनबाउंडेड होगा. अगर इनपुट हमारा इन्फिनाइट तक जा रहा है तो आउटपुट भी इन्फिनाइट तक जा सकता है. लेकिन बाउंडेड और अनबाउंडेड का एक और मेजरमेंट है. As time reaches infinity, the magnitude of input should not increase up to infinity. If as time increases up to infinity, the magnitude decreases up to 0 or up to a certain limit, certain value, then the input is bounded. Similarly, as time increases infinity, if magnitude of output reaches 0 or a certain value, then output is bounded, right? But if this output is increasing, this input is increasing, this output is increasing, it's not bounded. It's not bounded because it's increasing. And if it is increasing, then as time tends to infinity, this value will also be tends to infinity. Similarly here. Therefore, for a stable system, it is a mandatory requirement that for a bounded input, we must have a bounded output. And this is the basic criteria for stability, which is BIBO. And how can I check, how can I test if my system is stable or not, or BIBO stable or not? किसी सिस्टम को BIBO स्टेबल कहें या ओनली स्टेबल कहें, बात बराबर है, क्योंकि स्टेबिलिटी की यही एक मैंडेटरी कंडीशन है कि बाउंडेड इनपुट पर बाउंडेड आउटपुट मिलना चाहिए. देयरफॉर सिस्टम इज BIBO स्टेबल. तो कोई सिस्टम BIBO स्टेबल है या नहीं है, इसके लिए हमें क्या करना होता है, उसको चेक करना होता है, और वही हम इस यूनिट में देखेंगे. ठीक है. तो डिटरमाइनिंग स्टेबिलिटी के कुछ मेथड्स हैं, लेकिन उसके पहले कुछ बेसिक टर्म्स हैं आपके सिलेबस में मेंशन्ड. पहले हम उनको कवर कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद फिर मेथड्स ऑफ डिटरमाइनिंग स्टेबिलिटी की ओर चलेंगे. राइट. So, for analysis and design purposes of a control system, the stability can be classified as first one, absolute stability, and second one, relative stability. What is absolute stability? Absolute stability is my system is stable or not. Absolute stability just says that my system is stable or not. And what is the degree of stability is the relative stability. What is the degree of stability is the relative stability. So absolute stability refers to the condition whether the system is stable or not. Absolute stability refers to the condition whether the system is stable or not. Once the system is found to be stable, it is of interest to determine how stable it is. And this degree of stability is a measure of relative stability. Absolute stability refers to the condition whether the system is stable or not. Once the system is found to be stable, it is of interest to determine how stable it is. And this degree of stability is a measure of relative stability. So, absolute stability is a statement that the system is stable or not, and relative stability shows the degree of stability. Relative stability shows the degree of stability, right? So many methods are there which shows absolute stability. Almost every method gives the absolute stability. Every method of determining stability gives absolute stability, that whether the system is stable or not. But some of the methods we have shows relative stability, and the method we will discuss in this unit basically focus on relative stability, right? Basically focus on relative stability. So there are two types of responses of LTI systems. Two types of responses of LTI system. First, ZIR, which is zero input response, and second one ZSR, zero state response. The zero input response, as the name implies, if input RT is 0 for any system like this, if input RT is 0, then what will be output? And now the output will be based on only on the initial conditions. Right? So the response of the system when input is 0 will be based only on the initial conditions, right? And therefore the response is called zero input response. Zero input response. And what about zero state response? Just opposite to zero input response, if I have only input, not initial conditions, means if initial conditions are 0, means in the absence of initial condition and because only of this input RT, the response which we will receive is called zero state response. Zero state response, right? इनिशियल स्टेट 0 है और इनिशियल स्टेट 0 होने के बाद जब इनपुट हम देते हैं तो फिर सिर्फ उस इनपुट के बेस पर जो हमारा रिस्पॉन्स आएगा दैट विल बी जीरो स्टेट रिस्पॉन्स एंड द टोटल रिस्पॉन्स will be equal to ZIR plus ZSR. ZIR plus ZSR. Therefore, if in any system HS or GS here, I am having input RS, output YS, and some initial conditions Y naught is there. It means we have two type of inputs, and now the block diagram will be like, here I am having RS and here I am having Y naught, right? Now the block diagram will be like this. In place of single input, we are having a summing point with input and initial conditions, right? And the resultant of these two is input for this GS, and now I am getting my output YS, right? Now how can I find this ys? If I put this value to 0, if I put this value to 0, then I am getting ZSR. And if I put RS to 0, I am getting ZIR. And now the total response of the system YS, what will be YS? YS will be ZIR plus ZSR. Right? ZIR plus ZSR मीन्स दोनों से अलग अलग रेस्पॉन्स फाइंड आउट करो और उन दोनों को ऐड कर दो एल्जेब्रिकली, क्या आ जाएगा? टोटल रेस्पॉन्स ZIR प्लस ZSR. राइट? नाउ bounded input bounded output stability for continuous data system. What is the condition for bounded input bounded output stability is here. Bounded input bounded output stability for continuous data systems. For continuous data systems. Bounded input bounded output stability for continuous data systems. So with zero initial conditions, the system is said to be BIBO stable or simply stable if its output YT is bounded to a bounded input UT. If its output is bounded to a bounded input UT. If UT, YT and GT are the input output and impulse response of an LTI system, then YT will be equal to 0 to infinity U t minus tau g tau d tau. With zero initial conditions, the system is said to be BIBO stable or simply stable if its output yt is bounded to a bounded input ut. This is the meaning of BIBO stability. Means bounded input gives bounded output, right? And the condition for BIBO stability is the for this system yt is equal to integral 0 to infinity ut minus tau g tau d tau. What is the condition for stability? So here we are calculating the condition for stability of this system. Now the absolute value, what is the absolute value for this system? Absolute value magnitude of yt will be magnitude of integral 0 to infinity ut minus tau g tau d tau, or modulus of yt less than or equal to integral 0 to infinity modulus of u t minus tau multiplied by modulus of g tau d tau. And if input is bounded, if input is bounded, that is ut modulus of ut is less than equals m, any integer or any positive number, any positive number, then modulus of yt should be less than or equal to m integral 0 to infinity modulus of g tau d tau. And if yt is also bounded, that is modulus of yt is less than equals n, again n is any positive number, then integral of 0 to infinity modulus of g tau d tau should be less than or equal to n over m, which is q, also any positive number. So this is the condition for a system to be BIBO stable, that integral of gt dt should be finite, should be finite. And in other words, it can also be written as, for a stable system, for the system to be BIBO stable, the area under the curve the area under the curve GT versus modulus GT or G tau versus tau, modulus G tau versus tau must be finite, right? And this is the condition for BIBO stability. This is the condition for BIBO stability, right? So, in the next lecture, we will move forward to the next topic.